Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. On today's episode, I'll be assembling my brand new single-speed bike. All of the parts you're going to see me here unpacking, including the bike itself, I did get from Amazon, so if you see anything that you like and wanted to get for yourself, I'll make sure I include the links in the description below. My intentions for buying this bike were to use it to commute to work. I live about 6.5 miles from where I work, and so I thought this would be a great opportunity to get some exercise on something that I have to do every day anyways. The other really great thing about this option is that it's extremely affordable. All of the parts that I'm adding are basically just for cosmetics to make the bike look the way I want to, and so they aren't really necessary, and so you wouldn't need to upgrade all of these if you didn't want to. One thing that really impressed me about this bike was how light it was. A lot of times when you don't spend a lot of money on a bike, in this case just under $300, you don't really get the best parts. More often than not, lighter parts are going to cost more money, and so they put heavier parts with heavier metals onto these bikes. But this bike out of the box comes in weighing at just under 25 pounds. The only thing that I'm adding that I would say that is probably necessary is the tires. I wanted to avoid getting flats as much as possible, especially when commuting to work, and so I'm upgrading the tires to something that's a little bit more durable to make sure I avoid that as much as possible. So with all that being said, this bike out of the box with upgraded tires is going to cost you just under $400. And in my opinion, I think that's a tremendous value for what this bike actually delivers. A lot of these type of bikes that are kind of generic single speed that you can get from different websites are all going to cost pretty much around the same price, and you're all going to get pretty much similar parts. I chose to buy this one from Amazon because I know that I could return it and I wouldn't have to worry about if it was legit or anything like that. I knew I was going to get the product that I ordered. And with that being said, there seems to be a little bit of a debate on whether these bikes are actually of any quality. I think part of the debate is if this is considered a good bike by the standards of the bike community. But I think one thing to consider if you're thinking about getting into biking is that you only know what you know. And if you don't have anything to compare it to, this is an excellent bike to get started. Another thing that I would definitely recommend upgrading outside from the tires is going to be the seat. The seat that comes on the bike isn't the most uncomfortable, but it definitely isn't the most comfortable seat either. One other really good thing about all of these types of bikes is that they're going to come pretty much all the way assembled. I think about 80% is what it claims. All you really have to do is put on the front tire and the handlebars. You're seeing me do all this extra stuff because, again, I'm doing these cosmetic upgrades that require me to remove some of the parts. But again, none of this is really necessary out of the box. It's just all things I wanted to do to make the bike look how I wanted it to. So I think that's going to do it for this video. After assembling the bike and putting all my upgrades on and taking it out for a ride, I have to say I am very impressed. For a bike that only cost $300, I wasn't expecting much, and this far surpassed my expectations. If you're thinking about getting into cycling, this is a bike that I would definitely recommend. I'll have some more updates in different videos later on, but in the meantime, if you guys have any questions or comments, please make sure you leave them down below, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.